This is City of Faith Ministry.
I prophesy today, it shall be well with you. It shall be well with your house. It shall be well with your vision.
God sent me to come and tell you that you carry something on the inside of you, and not even your past or your pain will be able to
I
break
pray
you.
for you that you are a candidate for blessing. Here in Great Britain, it shall be well with you. I said it shall be well with you.
You are next in line for a miracle. You are next in line for a breakthrough. You are next in line for a change of season.
Tonight I prophesy, when they thought you were going to die, when they thought you were going to crash, when they thought it's the end of your life, I see the Holy Ghost coming upon you.
He is an intentional God. If only you can be still and wait through the challenge, He will not cause you to be ashamed.
It is your moment for supernatural visitation, incredible miracles. Welcome to this atmosphere of faith.
Good afternoon and welcome to the City Careers Summit. My name is Catherine.
I'm Petrina. We're part of the committee and we're so excited to have you all here today. Looking beautiful and anticipating, learning so much and growing. So today is our first session, a first of many sessions to come. We're just going to tell you a little bit about what you can expect today. So we do have a keynote speak. We're going to let you know a little bit more about the vision, what we want, what you can expect from us, and how best you can benefit from today's session. We also have an awesome speaker, recruitment consultant, Mr. Prince, who will be coming to join us very shortly. So get your questions ready. You want to make the most of today's session.
Yes, please have your notepads and pens ready. As you know, throughout the courses, throughout the series, we'll be doing CV writing, interview skills, there'll be mentorship. So today's the first day, and it's only going to get better from here. So thank you to those who are tuned in virtually as well.
Awesome. And if you don't know us, we are City of Faith Ministry. We are based in Barking. Ultimately, the City Careers Hub is to create a stronger and fairer society, really, just for us to broaden our horizon. So that's what today is all about. It's breaking barriers, breaking glass ceilings, and finding out how to reach your full potential. We're just going to hand over to our main speaker for today. Like we said, get your questions ready and get ready to go. We're also going to have Sandra, who is going to be showcasing a lot of her products. She's going to tell you how she successfully started a business during COVID.
Crazy, which is crazy. While some people were struggling, other people were thriving, and we need to take those tips.
Thriving in scarcity, right? Awesome. But yes, it's going to be an awesome session. Just relax, be willing, ask your questions. And if you're not too sure, raise your hands. A member of the committee will be able to answer your questions. I'm going to hand over to Gertrude. Awesome. Thanks.
Hello and welcome to City Careers. I am very honored, privileged to introduce someone who is so good. Is everything okay? Yeah, so he's a consultant recruiter, and he's worked for DWP, he's worked for eCareers UK, and he's brought so many people into the workforce. So if you want a job, if you're looking for that career change, if you're here today because we can offer and we can support you, we can mentor you, we can show you the way if you're having any problems. But this man is the man of the day, and he has so much experience. He has over 15 years experience in recruitment. So without taking any much time, let's welcome Mr. Prince W. Ian to the stage. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I don't know how I can follow up that introduction. I hope I'll try and meet what is expected of me today. First and foremost, my name is Prince Will Ian, and my adventure into recruitment was all by chance. So let me try and introduce myself a bit more. I think I was in Lewisham. I think it was 2001 or 2002 in Lewisham. And for some reason, I just met a guy. I was working for a company that had a contract with DWP. And then some guy just walked up to me and said, "Sir, please, I want a job." I'm like, "That's not my job. How am I going to find you a job?" I said, "Please, I need a job." He saw me in TK Maxx. He thought I was maybe the manager in TK Maxx in Lewisham. So I said to him, "Okay, you know what? Come to my office and let's talk about it." And then he came to the office the next day. And then from that minute, I walked into the job center and I said to them, "Listen, I can give you staff right now. I can put most of your people to work." And they said, "How are you going to do that?" I said, "Listen, just give me the go ahead and I'll do it." They said, "If you do it, we'll sit down and we can discuss a deal." So I left job center and then went to TK Maxx itself. It was towards the Christmas period. And I said to them, I've been in the queue since. No one is serving me. That wasn't true. And the man said, I'm so sorry, we are short-staffed. I said, come. I can provide you with staff. How many do you want? The guy started laughing. Said, I need about 32. I said, I can bring them to you. So he said, okay, I'll give you a chance. Many people have said this, that they can't do it. So let me give you a chance. So I went back to the job center and I said to them, listen, I need 40. I want to put them all 40 into work. The guy thought I was kidding. The next day, our office was such a small one-bedroom somewhere. It was so tiny that we couldn't even take more than 4 people in there. But the next day, we had 46 people from the job center come to us for a pre-interview for the job. So my boss then just ran out of the office and said, I don't know how you're going to do this, but that's your business. I'm out. So I sat with them, started going through the interview with the other girl in the office. We talked to them. Overnight, I read about employability, what to train, how to get people ready. Got them all in, got them ready. And then the next day, I said to them, on Thursday, you all have to come here with a black and white trousers. Everybody needs to be in the office. And they said, okay. I thought they would not turn up. 46 of them all turned up. We started marching from my office to TK Maxx. We look as if we're going for a funeral. People were like watching us on the street. They were wondering, where are these people going? But guess what? We're going for an interview. We got to TK Maxx in Lewisham, and the man was shocked. He dragged everybody upstairs and said to me, I'll call you at 5 o'clock. To cut the matter short, at 5 he called me. He said, I'm taking all 46 of them. That was the beginning. That was my adventure into this field. The job center from then gave us a contract. They call it flexible support contract. We started working with them. We started putting people into work. From that point, I organized the first ever small business conference in Lewisham to try and tell them what the people do. So basically, like I said again, I came in here by chance. I never knew that the potential was there. Just like everybody else in this room, we have so much potential, but we do not know how much potential we have until we decide to use it. So for me, employability skills is very important. How you carry yourself, how you present yourself, you'll be shocked what you're capable of doing as a human being. Do not limit yourself to anything, because for me, the sky is the limit. Yeah? Any questions so far? So can we keep going? All right. So when you look at employability skills, we ask ourselves, what is it all about? My topic today for today, I'll stick to employability skills, and which is the ability to be able to get ready for work. What skills we have that we can transfer the skills. Like you all know, we're in the UK. You cannot just be employed as an admin staff and all you do is admin. You're employed as an admin staff, but they will call you from admin to attend to this one, to attend to that one, to please do this. Oh, Rose did not come in today. Can you please go upstairs and make sure that you're on the phone? Oh, Peter did not show up today. Please be on the reception for today. So what we're trying to say is we try to be masters of this thing, what we do. You need to be better than just typing. You need to be better than just a receptionist. You need to be better than just being a data person. You need to become an all-rounder. That way, you stand a better chance in the workforce. Okay? So the key ingredient to being employed is good communication. You need to be able to talk. Everybody here is capable. There's nothing like, I'm shy. Oh, I can't talk. Oh, this. No. Put a mirror in your room. Talk to the mirror every morning before you leave. Present yourself. Talk to yourself. There is nothing you're not capable of doing. The only thing that is constant in life is change. So you'll be shocked of how much you can do if you put your mind towards it. Okay? So good communication is really critical and important. Motivation and initiative. If you don't motivate yourself, no one will motivate you. You have to tell yourself, I am going to do it. You have to speak to yourself. You have to convince yourself that nothing is beyond you. The sky is not just your limit. You're limitless in what you want to do and who you want to become. There's lady that came to work with me sometime, first job from university, 21 years old. She came in, she started working with me. 6 months down the line, she called me and she said to me, I was born in a house, a 4-bedroom house in New Cross 21 years ago. My parents still live there and I live there with them, but I want to buy the house. How do I go about it? I said to her, you have to just keep working hard. Do what you do. Do it better than you're doing it. And I can tell you guys today, 22 months after resuming with us, she actually bought the property for the parents. She went from 16,000 a year to 35,000 in 2 years. And that was because she knew what she had to do to be promoted. She knew she had to be an all-rounder, just like what I said. You know, when you don't come to work, people miss you. They'll be asking, like the company is going to break down because you're not in today. That is what you should put yourself in. That's the kind of position I expect everyone to make them be in, almost indispensable. So when people turn up, is Rose in today? No, oh my God, how do we do it? How are we going to cope? Let them know they can't survive without you. Make them need you. So show them what you have. And part of it is improving your skills, being able to communicate, and also education. Educate yourself. There is not, you can't say you've had too much education. Training, continuously developing yourself. Leadership. We all have to show leadership in what we do. Because when you show that you can be a leader, then people begin to look at you and look at the prospects that are open for you to become. Also, you have to be very reliable and dependable. We know it's been a very crazy year the last 2 years. And some of us, you know, we used to look for every excuse. I'm isolating. I have a headache. I think I have COVID. I think I met with somebody who had COVID. I'm going to isolate. But there are some people, I'm sure, in this room who walked through that COVID period, who were working, who were pushing themselves, putting on double masks just to get into work, washing their hands. Their hands are now even becoming dry. Now they're trying to moisturize. But they just wanted to be in work, just to work hard. So people need to depend on you. If I know that you are dependable, then the sky's the limit. Promotion opens up. The door opens up to you. I mean, we're in a church today. And what is the reason why we're in a church today? It's because we depend on God for a lot of the things we do. So we need to be dependable ourselves. People need to look at us and trust us and depend on us. Our workers, our officers, our managers need to depend on us. They need to rely on us and know that, guess what? We are reliable. If for one day you don't come into work, or you come in maybe 9 o'clock, you're meant to come in, and you don't come in at 9, they will look at the watch and say, it's not like her. I'm sure there must be something seriously wrong. You know? But if they look at the watch and you're not in, she's always late. So you can't depend on that person. So we want you to become dependable. Let people depend on you and let you be reliable. It's very key. It's very important to being employed and to sustaining employment. That is absolutely necessary. Teamwork. I mean, I cannot say much. I mean, it's like the broom. If you take out one of the brooms, you can just break it easily. But try breaking the broom in a bunch. It's almost impossible. The same thing with the team. A team is always the best. When you come together, you guys speak together, have the same thought, have the same mind, the sky happens to be the limit for that team. And you will always be on the winning team. So it's always good to carry your colleagues along. You know, don't try and be the one that's creating all the problems. There will always be problems, don't get me wrong, but try and be a team player. Work with A, work with B, work with C. Make sure you work in a team. It's very important. And of course, one of the most important things is patience. You might work in an office where maybe your other colleague is a little bit slow. She's not understanding very quickly. He's not getting what is going on. Please don't run out of patience with that person. Because you're showing leadership skills. Work with the person. Bring the person up. Get the person to the level where you are. Don't worry. They won't get to you. You will always be on the top. But carry them along with you. It's very important. Emotional control. Some people will look at this and think, what has emotional control got to do with me being employable or me being at work? It's absolutely important. Like, sometimes your employer will pick you out and will send you to all the odd jobs. Go to Peter, go to Paul, go to market, go here, go there. Some of them is a test. Control your emotion, develop yourself. You're learning. You'll be shocked. They're asking you to do data, do receptionist, do admin, do sales. You are only learning for yourself. You might not, at that point you think, I'm just being used. They're sending me to this. Don't. Take a deep breath. Knowledge is power. And what you're doing there is you're learning. You're grabbing more and more information which you would use tomorrow. One other very important thing is adaptability. You need to be able to adapt to whatever situation you find yourself. Some of them might be too difficult, some of them might be too hard. But I can ask you, you get in there, you don't understand it, take a deep breath, call someone who knows better than you at that time, ask him. For example, you're used to maybe driving your own car to work every day, and then maybe for some reason one day you try to get into the car doesn't start. Instead of you to get back home and say, I will just call them and tell them I can't come in today. Drop the keys, get the bus, get the train, get to work. It is absolutely important. Do not just think, I don't have a car today, I'm not going anywhere. No, it doesn't work. Readapt yourself to the situation that you find yourself. Then when you get into work, guess what? Tell them, I woke up this morning, my car couldn't start. I had to get the bus. Your boss will then go back to his office on his own and say, that's a good stuff. Because he could have just called and said, unfortunately, I can't come in today. And there's nothing you would do about it. But guess what? He went out of his way and came into work. So try and adapt to that. Also, in some cases where you've not been in employment for some time and you're trying to get back into work, there's so many other ways you can get back into work. I know it's really, really difficult. We know what the London living wage is. Some companies are offering just, your worth is more than £9.90 an hour. But then you go and get this job and you're being offered £9.90. And the last time you earned that money was like 10 years ago. Guess what? Take the money, get the experience, and start from there. When you know what you're doing, you're not going to last in that place. Offers are going to come to you. Opportunities are going to knock your door. But the first thing is you need to have a platform to showcase your skills. So it might not be the money you want. It might not be what you want. It might not be the kind of job you want, the environment you want. But you need to be in a situation where you can showcase your skills. I'm a living experience to this. I used to work with a company where, like I said, we were in a very small room and everything. But one thing led to the other, and I was able to expose myself to show what I could do. I was getting offers from left, right, and center. But if I did not, and when I first took the job, to be honest with you, it was on a freelance. I was not being paid. But I wanted something to do. But from that point, I had people offering me this amount, that one, you come and work for me, we'll pay you this, we'll pay you that. And that's where I started off. So sometimes, I know it's tough, I know it's hard, we have bills to pay. But sometimes, if an opportunity comes, take what is in front of you, be able to wake up in the morning to something. That will motivate you now to begin to show your skills. Because this is what happens. If you're not working, you wake up in the morning, you lie down, you put on Netflix. You don't meet people. You don't communicate with people. You don't know what's going on in the outside world. But when you have something you're doing, let's say you're working in a shopping center, let's say like Brent Cross or somewhere, you got some small job you just wake up to every day. On the 7 o'clock bus stop where you are, you meet other colleagues going to work. You guys begin to chat and know yourselves. You begin to meet them there every 7 o'clock when you're going to work too. When an opportunity opens in their store, you will be the first to hear from them. Oh, someone left, we're looking for this, come and apply. That's how it starts. So, like I said, I'm going to hold this on for today, and I'm going to ask everybody to please take the salient points today. Be patient, keep yourself out there in the market, and I promise you something will happen. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Did you enjoy that? Come on, give another applause. That was brilliant, and I am so happy. We're just going to ask a couple of questions because your expertise, we don't just want it to go away. Okay. So audience, please ask as many questions. We've got 5 minutes of questions.
Thank you, Mr. William, for such an awesome session. So you mentioned the importance of exposing yourself there. I wanted to ask, what tips can you give to someone who's not as confident, maybe quite shy, and just not exposed? How can they come out of their comfort zone to maybe meet new people, get those opportunities?
All right. Personally, for example, we run workshops and classes. As an employability skills, for example, we run a program for people who haven't been in employment for a long time. We bring you into the fold, and then we do a full session with you to give you that confidence for you to be able to go back in. I'm going to drop my email address and my contact number with the team. For anybody right now, I think from today, I'm going to make a promise here today. We're going to try and run these classes. For those who want to go back into work, I will make myself available to be able to sit down with this team. For example, currently we have some employers that want to take on people. So I will want people to register interest with the team, and I'll be able to come in and do a session with them and then pick those. I have a company, Gaming Nation. We want about 60 branches in the UK, all over. So I'll look at proximity to where you live. We'll do the coaching. We'll get you back in there, and we'll make sure that you get all the support you need.
I have a question. So if you've been in a workplace for a while and you feel like they value you, well, they say it with words, but it's not reflected in your salary, for example, how do you, obviously you can ask for more, but how do you go about getting that value financially? And if they fail to see it, what do you think the next step should be?
Okay. You remember when I said that you need to be patient? That's number one in the workplace. And make yourself almost indispensable. Show them, let them know that if you're not in, they will miss you at work. Keep plugging away, but at the same time, we have to always look at options that are available to us. If our current employer doesn't want to show financially what we deserve, then if you know that you deserve more than this, because you will know yourself that you deserve more than this, there is nothing, I'm not going to limit anybody that you have to be with one employer for the rest of your life, even on your low wages. We need to start to look at opportunities. So one of the things that I personally do is what we call upscaling. So for example, if I met you now and you tell me, I work with Johnson & Johnson, been there for 10 years now, this is what I earn, and I'll look at what you have in terms of your qualifications, in terms of the skills you've added to your life for these 10 years. If I see that they are better than what Johnson & Johnson should be doing, I will personally, with my team, find you another employer that will pay you what you deserve. And then we can take it up from there. It's called an upscaling. Thank you.
Question as well. So if you've been in a place, you know they value you, it shows everywhere, but you're kind of looking to move elsewhere. But you are stuck in where you are because you don't need to do a lot to prove yourself where you are. So now the tricky thing is it good to move elsewhere to go and try? Because wherever you're moving to, you have to go there and kind of prove yourself. You know where you are, they're giving you the capacity to grow, to learn, they're giving you all the opportunities you might need. But you feel like, what do I do? Do I try something more? So what should I look out for? What should that person look out for in the new venture they want to try? And then, yeah.
All right. The first and most important thing is, if you want to move, it has to be right time. timing is very important. And secondly, if you are working for Johnson & Johnson, you're earning £9.50 an hour. And then Peter & Peter is offering you £10 an hour. Please stay where you are in Johnson & Johnson. It's not worth it. You're just going to end up paying more tax, and then it doesn't make sense. So the change has to be worth it. If you're moving from 20,000 to 28,000 a year, we will work that for you to go. But if you're moving from 20,000 to 21,000, please stay where you are. Because already you have a track record where you are. But if the other company came looking for you because of what they've heard about you and how they know what you can do, then that's different. But if you're just moving without them knowing who you are already, then please, you need to make sure that you do a comparative analysis. Where you live, the cost of travel, what you've left there, what you left, the relationship you've built, all these things you have to take into consideration before making a move. For example, I have someone who left London and moved to the Midlands to work. The salary is almost the same. But the luck there is he was paying £1,000 in rent in London, and there he's paying £600 in rent for a better house even than what he had in London. So he had to move. And the house, he doesn't even need to pay money now to go to work. He can practically walk to the office. So he gained £700 extra every month in savings with the same salary, but moving up to the Midlands. You have to do your maths properly. You have to look at if family is concerned. You have to look at if kids are involved. You have to look at the schools. All these things you have to take into consideration before you make a move.
Another question. So for someone that doesn't have maybe very many qualifications or doesn't have many skills, how would you advise them getting into a good career? Do you think something like a course is better, or to go into like retail?
Whatever you do, like I said again, knowledge is key, knowledge is power. We run courses, we run programs. You need to. This country likes a lot of paperwork. We like to see your qualification. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 5, level 7, experience. Very soon you'll be called highly skilled. This is what everybody's looking for now. So I'm asking people today, please, do not limit your qualifications to your skills. Even if you had a degree, once you're settled, begin to do a master's program. Because it's getting to that point where Marks and Spencer's in Bromley, there was a guy there who he had worked there for almost 10 years. He could close his eyes and tells you where every good in the store is. But a young 22-year, and he was about, almost 40-something, a 23-year-old boy who had just done his level 3 in customer service, came in and became his manager just because of that. And he stays as a supervisor. And the other guy came and became a manager over him. So it's important to educate ourselves. We have to keep improving. So I would advise to do a course. I would advise to do something that will help him so that when he's presenting his CV, they can look at it and see that this guy has actually been improving himself. Yeah.
I think one more question. I think Sister Catherine asked it, but I don't know whether it's the same thing or a bit more. How do you start a salary conversation? Like, how do you go forward and say to maybe your boss or anyone in that line or HR to say, you know what, I think I deserve more? How do you start it? How do you negotiate that?
All right. From the first go, when you start working in a company, I'm sure they issue contracts. Look at your contracts. Look at your probation period. If you don't understand your contract, please get someone to sit with you and read it. Some companies pay you a certain amount of money, and they said after your probation period, it goes up to this amount of money, right? Now, you also have to look at your business. Are we making money? Do not ask for a pay increase when you know that the company is struggling. For example, every company will tell you COVID, right now, we're just trying to recover. But there are companies who have become multi-millionaire companies during this COVID period. So you have to make sure that, like I said again, timing is really, really important. So if you look at yourself, you look at what I'm saying now and say, is my company doing better than what it was last year? Because you would know if your company is doing better than what they were doing last year. For example, if it's a care company, you will see that they have more clients than what they had before. They're improving, they're employing new people coming in. Then you know that things are happening. You can have that discussion with your supervisor or your direct manager first. You can call your next to you, the next manager in line, have that one-on-one conversation with her or him, and then you can take it up from there. But timing is very important. You need to time that salary question to a very right time when you know that things are moving well for the company. Because if you come to me and ask me for a pay rise, when I know that I'm owing HMRC, I've not even paid wages, I took a loan to pay wages, and you're asking me for salary increase, I won't give it to you. And no one likes to be told no. I'd rather you don't ask.
Thank you very much, Mr. Prince Ian. Please, let's give him a round of applause. That is very, very informative. And we have learned so much, and we thank you for coming.
Absolutely. We do look forward to having you back as promised, where we'll have so much more time, as obviously we can see there's so much depth of wisdom and experience that you can give to everyone. So once again, Mr. Williams, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate that you are quite busy. So before we tell you a little bit about who we are, we do want to ask you a few questions. Are there any challenges that you've particularly faced during the COVID period, or is there anything that you've noticed in terms of employment? Has it been easier? Has it been a bit harder? How did you find your time at work? What, anything in particular you'd like to share?
Please feel free to share. Anyone?
Throughout the COVID season, I kept working, and I learnt new skills like cementing, learned how to put up shelves, learnt how to paint, learnt new skills, arts and craft. So I use that in the children's department, and so every skill I've learned, I'm using it actually in the church.
Brilliant, transferable skills. And I think that's something that's quite important, and sometimes we forget when opportunity presents itself, just to make the most, as Mr. Prince was saying, that we have to become adaptable, and that's what it's all about today. Getting in, finding out the information, making sure you know everything that you need to know in terms of getting to the next stage of your life. It's not enough to be at Band A forever when you can move to Band B, right?
Absolutely. We've learned a lot. I have learned a lot, so I am going to take it into my work and make sure the next promotion is mine.
Be asking for a pay rise. I think that's the question. People want to know how. I know that I can do so much better. In fact, I know I can ask for a pay rise, but people are quite intimidated to ask for a pay rise, really. So let us tell you a little bit more about City Careers Hub. So, we are excited. This is the first session. It's a hub. It's the center. It's where we're going to branch out into greater things. We're going to have partnerships. We're partnering with local groups, the local authority, and so many amazing things, because ultimately we have to go above and beyond. So let's tell you a little bit about, about us. Our vision really is to empower people. We want to make sure that we are educated, we are informed, we know what we can do to get to the next stage in our lives. And so this will be done through education, through, workshops, etc. And it's really to make sure, regardless of the background that you're from, you are fulfilling your potential. Oftentimes we think, because I'm born in this family, because of my ethnicity, because of my color, I can't advance. And really the hub is to make sure that you have the opportunities, you know how to get to the next level. And sometimes we find that we've been in jobs for 10 years, 15 years, and you see that actually everyone's moving and you're still in the same position. Maybe you just need to network, maybe you just need to talk to someone, maybe you need a mentor to say, make that application.
Absolutely. for every career, you need a mentor, someone you can model, someone you can look up to, someone that can give you the advice. And to be honest, frankly speaking, if you have a mentor, everything is easier because you learn from their challenges, you learn from their weaknesses, and everything is a plus for you. And that's what I have learned. And this hub, City Careers Hub, is amazing. And I want you to join in, and I want you to embrace it, because everybody wants that pay rise. Everybody wants that extra money.
Absolutely.
At the end of the month. So you're worth it. Value yourself and go for the work that values you.
Absolutely. So with the hub, we're using the hub as a center to break down barriers. We are connecting with the platforms that usually you wouldn't have access to. So it will be a platform where you can come to, you can get access to apprenticeships, you can have access to placements with employers. Ultimately, this is our vision. This is where we want to go. So if you are in need with your CV, you can always come to us. So we will have a career strategy in place through your mentor as well. And ultimately they'll be able to see the talents and the potentials, because sometimes as a person, you know yourself and you think, well, I'm not that good. But actually it takes your mentor, it takes a person to see potential in you and say, well, I think you should do this. And they'll be able to draw that potential, give you the necessary information that you need to move forward. So what can we offer? We do offer a few things as a hub. And you'll get to know more about these in the coming weeks. So we'll be offering signposting. What does that mean? It means that we'll be matching you with jobs. So at the end of the session as well, we do have a long list of jobs that you'll be able to apply to, and we'll also be helping you with your CV. So you'll see our email address at the end. You'll be able to send your CV over to us, and we'll be able to help you with that. What we know is you don't just chuck everything that you've done in your entire life on a CV. You need to tailor it to that particular career path, and we've noticed that that's a mistake that many people make. So, if your CV is here, perfect, you can give it to us in a hard copy. If not, you'll see the information, you can send it to us. We'll also have information sessions, so we'll have workshops, we have mock interview sessions. It's all available at your disposal. Sometimes the sessions will be in person, other times it will be via Zoom. Hey, it's the age of technology, and we do have to utilize, especially if a speaker is in Latin America, for example. Hey, we are international, and of course we are here to support you, and we want to add emphasis to support. Make the most of the support that is available to you. Make the most of the sessions that are here. Don't just sit at home and say, I don't have a job, I hate my job, I hate my life, I want to start a business, I don't know how, but you miss these sessions. Do come to the sessions. It's not just about career. It's also for entrepreneurs as well. So if you're a student, we're here for you. You need some advice on how to get into university, how to change a course, etc. If you need some help as a worker, we do have tips, as Mr. Prince had given us some tips, for example. Or you decide, well, I hate my job, I can't work for someone else, it's time for me to start my business. You will be hearing from entrepreneurs, businessmen and women who's already set up their businesses as well. So it's for everyone, men, women, young and old. Don't exempt yourself. We're here to support you, regardless of the age. And I think that's an important point, because sometimes you find when people are at a certain age, they give up, really, and they decide, I can't further my career.
So yes, it doesn't matter how old you are. You can, as long as you've got the skills, you've got a qualification or experience, you can have a job. There's no one here that wouldn't have a job. As long as you can talk, there is a job. So we are ready, we are here for you. Whatever we can signpost you, we can help you align your skill to the job or your passion to the job. So embrace and join.
Yes. We are breaking the barriers. I want to tell you a little bit about our mentorship program just before we have a little break. So we do have a mentorship program, and you should have some handouts going around which will tell you a little bit about the program. So we are keen on mentorship. We're keen on professional mentorship. So it's not a personal mentorship. It's not a spiritual mentorship. It's a professional mentorship. So you'll be thinking about your life and the path that you want to take, and we will match you with that person depending on your skills. So your mentor will be someone who's been in the industry for a while. They've been experienced. It could even be someone who's just climbed the ranks very fast, but they've got some key sets of skills that you need. So we also urge you, if you are, capable of being a mentor as well, to let us know at the end of the session. So the handbook is going around, so you can spend some time going through, especially when we have our networking session in a moment. So how do you sign up to become a mentor or a mentee? Apply. So you let us know at the end of the session. We'll send you a mini form just for you to sign out, of course, confidentiality, etc., for you to sign up to, and you attend a few sessions, and then you're on your way to greatness with your mentor, really. Of course, there's a few skills that you will learn, but for the sake of time, we won't go through. Just know that you will gain valuable insight from the mentorship program. It's a great experience, and I do believe that everyone should have a mentor. Also, an awesome book for you to read is Outsmarting the Master by Dr. Evans Upon, if you are thinking about becoming a mentor or becoming a mentee.
Well, thank you for that. And now we move on to our next speaker, and she will be giving us a success story, how she moved from being a full-time scientist to, plus being an entrepreneur. She is a loving person. I work with her, and she's amazing. She is young, vibrant, and I am so excited to present to you, to introduce to you this day, Miss Sandra Iwachukwu.
Wow, what a presentation. Well, hi everyone. My name is Sandra, and I'm the founder of Scent. And it's basically a home where scent, people that love fragrances and everything interior designing. How did I start? So this was born during the pandemic, so 2020. A lot of creative industries saw this as a time where they were really most people went unemployed, and many people were unsure about their current profession and what they were working. Many people lost their jobs. But for me, I think it was a time where I took this as an opportunity to really understand what I wanted to do, the things I loved, and embarking things that I have held so long, dreams I had so long that I wanted to do, but I would say, oh yes, maybe some other time. But this was the opportunity because everyone was at home, everyone was closed on the four corners of your walls. And I said, yes, why not start something that was really dear to me. And then I started noticing that a lot of people during this lockdown were into online shopping. And obviously the shops were closed. So this was really like a sign of like, this would be really nice time to start an online business. So I kind of like decided up there, like, okay, that's a good opportunity, but what can I actually do? What is really something that I'm passionate about? I would say that I think what really made me to start is because I think the environment and the people that you surround yourself is very important. I met people that when I went into this business, I didn't really know people that were into this business. I knew for myself that I loved fragrance, I loved scents, since from a very, very early age. And then I loved home interior design. And I was like, how can I, blend the two together? So I said, that would be a really nice thing to add scent to, a special touch to interior designing. And so that's when I crafted this collection. I would say that, I'm a full-time scientist in the NHS. So this will be like kind of a side hustle. But I didn't want this to be just any side hustle. I wanted this to really bring satisfaction, not just to myself, but the people that use this, use my service, use my products. And so I really was working hard to, understand the market, because I never knew, how the market is. So understand the market, understand the audience, the consumers and customers, and really understand how I was able to brand this, this passion of mine, how to make it build, how to make it grow. And that is where, you start understanding where you can work on. So networkings, getting to know people, digital socializing, social networking, marketing, anything, to kind of understand what my audience wants, who I wanted to sell this to. So that's how I came up with. That's how I came up with the idea to pick out selected scents, which, since I wanted to satisfy my consumers, I thought, okay, I just don't want any type of scents. I just want scents that, would give relaxation, releases, charm, comfort, people from the spaces, not only home space, but it can be office space, it can be car, it can be, any other space that you just feel peace. You just need peace, you just need relaxation. And so that's how it came up, Scent. And I would say, it's not going to be an easy journey where, I have this business there. You need to really dedicate yourself to it. Like I said, I'm a full-time healthcare professional. So it was also me dedicating more of my time to work on it, to grow this little business. It's a very small business. I just started in October 2020. And I myself, I'm still learning, I'm still growing. But I would say that it's a very loving experience when you know it's for you and you own it, you're the author of it. So there's a kind of, you don't feel like you're working. You put in this time, this effort, more than you put your 9 to 5, but it's so rewarding. And that's why I will encourage anyone, if you're thinking about starting a business, you don't know how, just get into it. Honestly, I didn't do any business, business admin, none of that. I didn't take a course to know how to start a business. I said, I love this. I want people to enjoy from this. How do I do that? And that was just the mentality I had. I wasn't really looking, to, praying at one. I think the main thing that was my secret weapon, to making it successful was just praying. Anything was putting into prayer. God, how do I do this? How do I move forward from this? How do I make this work? And really, that's all you need. Like our speaker spoke earlier on, he said you have so many potentials, and that is so true. You have potentials, you have a set of skills, you have a talent that the world needs. It's just for you to find that talent, find that potential, and just showcase it, honestly. This is my little, if I say, just little demonstration there going on. I brought a few, testers and everything, if you're also interested. And
Great. Sandra, not to cut you there, before we move to the testers, we just wanted to go through a few things just so that people kind of see the journey and how far you've come? Because sometimes when people are starting businesses, when people are moving into business world, there's this fear to say that I work my 9 to 5 is so assured. Like when I go to work at 9, come back at 5, at the end of the month, I get my salary. But if I go into entrepreneurship or if I get a business, there's no assurance for me. So how do you do it full-time or do you do it part-time? You do it full-time?
Yeah, so I do full-time.
Okay. What were you doing?
Full-time.
Were you working before you moved into this?
No, so I was already working full-time.
Okay.
So this came along.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
as a side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you do this on the side or you still do your full-time and you do this on the side?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how do you blend the two? How do you get time for
That's the
two?
thing. I think it's just dedicating yourself to it. Once you start it, I like for myself, I dedicate myself to it. So I know it can be a bit, how do you juggle both of them? I think it's just managing your time, managing the time that you have and knowing, try and create a schedule, that works around your business as well. That's very important as well. So yeah, learn when to take breaks, because sometimes you do need breaks to kind of like assess, to reevaluate, review certain things that you do. So yeah, that's what helped.
Great. So my next question will be that throughout your business life, has it gotten to a point where you feel that I really want to stop this?
I think at the beginning, when I was very unsure about what my audience would be, I think that's because when I was, going into, read diffusers, okay, let's see a bit what is there on Google. There wasn't much of like solo small businesses like that. And so it's kind of a building business. So it was about researching, it's about, studying the market and seeing where I could fit in. But I will say it wasn't all easy because being an entrepreneur, you have to be ready to be, for discouragement. It's not always going to be all roses and flowers. You need to be ready to be uncomfortable. Yeah. And when things don't go your way, or that customer or, that stock isn't arrived or, you need to learn how to, be strong.
Great.
Kind of a thing.
So
yeah.
what has kept you going? What has been the one factor that has just kept you going on and on?
I think, like I said, surrounding myself with people that really understood the journey and were encouraging. So like what speaker was saying about having a mentor. It's also in business. You can have a mentor in business. Somebody you can speak to that can relate to, what you're facing, what you're going through. And prayer, a lot of prayer. Because remember, I started during the lockdown, so I was very unsure what was out there. It's not like I could go outside and showcase. I was still in the walls of my house. So it was where to think, okay, how do I promote this online business? And yeah, so a lot of prayer was put in there, family support, just building a support system.
Right.
Yes.
So that means all of us that start business or anything, we need a support system. Great. So for you as well, as you started a business, what has made you stand out? Because I know there are a million new businesses that started during COVID. For you personally, what do you think has made you stand out?
I think mainly, it's so funny. It's the name of the brand. A lot of people say, Sensent. Wow, I wonder what that is. It's really catchy. What is different about your scent? So I wanted to make sure that was a mark of the brand, where it's the scent, that not only, it pleases the senses. It's something that, releases a kind of like comfort, relaxation. So that was kind of the thing of the brand.
So when you started, did you read any books? Did you study any materials? I know you said before that you didn't go and do any course on how to start a business, but probably there might be a video you watched, there might be someone you spoke to, there might be a book that really made you I'm sure you have decided several times to start a business. I don't think this was the first time you did. So what made this time different? And was there any materials you read?
Yeah, that's a good question. So when I started, I think the main thing that helped me, didn't read a book, but I think it was YouTube really. I think I saw a lot of success stories, such as myself, people that were not necessarily in the same business, but similar. So I could relate a bit. And then, yeah, you learn a lot from YouTube, I'll tell you that. You can find a lot of things on YouTube, a lot of things, people share about their stories and, even TED Talks, networking such as this, events like this, where people actually share their stories and how they started and everything. So I think that helped me a lot. Understand, okay, this is how it works. This is how I should do. Maybe I should take this tip. So, yeah, that really helped for me.
Okay, thank you. I know you've not gotten there yet, but I'm going to ask you this question. It might be part of your plan. So, with you, how many years have you given yourself to fully move into this full time? Have you given yourself a number of years, or you just looking at how it will come up and will transform into?
I think I've always known that I will not settle for a 9-to-5. So this building up of this business, I know is something I want to carry on for the long term. So it requires a lot of work and a lot of dedication, which I'm willing by the grace of God to continue doing. Yeah, and God willing, one day, I'll be able to leave my 9-to-5 and fully concentrate on this full time. Yeah.
All right, thank you. So by next year, how or where do you want to move your company to? At what level, at what platform do you want to see yourself in the next year? So a year from now, if you're having a careers program like this and you come along, where would you have been? What are your plans of moving it forward and how you want to get there?
I think before next year, definitely more exposure. When I mean exposure, being recognized in the market, that there's this business, there's this brand doing this. And I think that is only, obviously, through networking, again, social marketing and everything. But I think by next year, that is my number one goal, to really see people see what I create, because everything, the whole branding of this product is all handcrafted, all handmade. And so differently the way all the shops would sell, that they have, industries and everything doing it for them. This is really me taking my time to curate.
That means it involves a lot of work then.
It involves a lot of handwork, manual work, labor, everything. You
so
put it.
Do you have people around you that are helping you?
No, so of course, as a small business, as a solo business owner, you do everything yourself. So from labeling, packaging, posting, customer service, you do it all yourself. And, by God's grace, as it grows, obviously, you will require, more hands, more space maybe. Because I remember when I started, honestly, currently, everything is in my house. You just see a bunch of boxes everywhere. But that's the beginning of everything. And it's so funny because each time I receive an order or anything, I'm so just grateful. It's just the grace I feel. I'm saying, wow, this person stopped by to buy my product. That is insane. So it's really rewarding. Like I say, it's a very rewarding feeling, not just for yourself, but knowing that you're doing good to the people around you, to the community, to whoever you're selling to. So yeah, I think yeah.
Okay, my last question before we move on there is why something to do with scent? Why didn't you do anything? Why that? There are a lot of businesses, there's property management, there's so many businesses there, but why this? What made you choose this?
I have, like I said, I'm a fragrance lover. I've always been since I was a kid. And I always thought of what I really wanted to do around fragrance. So it always has to be around fragrance. But I think with me, if you're a traveler or people like to travel and you're in other countries and you smell something, and when you come back home, whenever you smell that thing, it reminds you of that place. That was me. I loved how scent, any type of scent, maybe a person, there's a certain scent of a person that reminds you of a place. So I think it's a connection that I felt. So yeah, that's how.
Oh, great. Thank you very, very much. So we're going to move now into your stand. So tell us about every product there, what it does. And before we do that, I just want to find out, if someone is looking for you, where can they find you?
So we have an Instagram page where you can check out other products, and you can actually see a bit of interior designer there as well. And also our website where you can purchase it as well.
What's the website?
It's www.sensentltd.com.
www.
Yes.
Was it?
www.sensentltd.com.
Sensentltd.com. Okay.
Yes.
So on Instagram, how can we find you? What's your
Instagram, Sensentltd.
Okay. So if someone wants to buy, they can buy off Instagram or
off
your
Instagram.
website.
We have a shop on Instagram, and we have the website as well.
Okay, so they can see all these products on there.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Great. So please tell us about your products.
Right. So I have 5 ranges for the reed diffusers. So we have one that's called Sweeter Than Honey, and it's basically for people that are like sweet scents, and like sandalwood and vanilla and other stuff. And we also have peonies. So if you're someone that loves a bit of, not too sweet, but not too fruity kind of thing.
Right.
We have also English pear. We have lavender, which is kind of the best-selling one because you can never go wrong with lavender. Everyone loves a lavender scent in their home. So we also included car perfumes, but it can also be used in any type of spaces. And it also have a 3 range of scents, fruity and sweet and oriental. So it's up to you. We have testers as well, so if you want to smell them, feel free, and then you can make a purchase if you want.
Great. So these are car perfumes and
really,
normal home.
Yes.
Right.
And these ones are the reed diffusers. I don't know if I can show you in picture or anywhere, but it's basically reed diffusers, and these are the sticks that we'll put in there, the reeds. Yeah.
I'll go with them. Okay. So you said you have 3 flavors.
I have 5.
5 of them.
Yeah,
wow.
5.
Okay. So lavender and what?
I have lavender. I have English pear. I have peony. And I have spicy, kind of like mandarin lime kind of scent.
Right.
And the sandalwood.
Great. Thank you. So guys, if you want to buy online, me myself, I probably want to get one of the car perfumes here, which will be good. So there are testers here, as Sandra has said.
There's testers for each of the products, so you can smell each of them.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Right.
So let's just come back to our seats. And are there any questions, please, from the audience? If there's any question you want to ask about, yes.
I know you said you do NHS on a side hustle. I'd just like to know what's your scientific experiences with that.
What's my scientific experience?
Yeah, with the NHS.
Oh, you mean how was it working for the NHS as a scientist?
Like, what did you do? Like, what did you find out?
Oh, like what did I study? No.
Yeah. No, what did you find out? The scientific experiences.
Oh, like what is interesting about being a scientist?
Yes. How do you find your NHS experiences?
Okay, I think no. Okay, I think what did I find out working in the NHS so as a scientist? Thank you. Okay, I think what did I find out? I'm thinking of something like a transferable skill that I took working in that as a scientific to the
NHS. What was you trying to do?
Sorry?
What was you trying to do with your scientific experiences?
Are you in relation to her work, as in what she's doing with it? Yeah. Probably in NHS. What are you doing? She's still working in NHS anyway.
Yeah.
She's still there.
Yeah.
She still works there as a scientist. So I think probably want to find out what are you doing with that skill. You are still working there, isn't it?
Yeah, I am still working there full time. But I think that, like I said, that there are a few transferable skills that as a scientist in the NHS, I was able to put that. So it's like the same commitment I have, the same commitment that I built up in my professional is something that I've put into my business.
Yeah.
So that is also, yeah.
So what she's trying to ask is, how do you use your science experience, knowledge, skill to bring in scent? How do you, because it's a smell.
Yes.
It has chemicals.
Yes.
How do you relate your scientific?
Yeah, okay. I think the first thing I was very sure I wanted to do is to provide quality scent. And also as a healthcare professional working in the NHS, our main goal is to provide a quality service to the patient. So why not give the same quality to my customers? So I think that's the one thing, yeah.
Great, thank you. There's a question at the back.
Thank you so much, Sandra. I think your story is quite interesting to follow, actually. I just wanted to ask a little bit about branding and marketing. So how did you come up with your name? What influenced you to choose your name? And can you tell us a little bit just about how important marketing is when you're starting out a new business? Is there any key strategies that you can give us today for, maybe new entrepreneurs who are thinking about starting up a business?
Yeah, so how did I come up with the name? So I knew I wanted something to create a scent that could, kind of give relaxation, a sense of relaxation and a sense of comfort in any space, home, car, anywhere. So that's how the name Scent came up. But I also know that since it was born during the lockdown, I had to make an extra effort to showcase the brand because everyone is at home. But I knew that during the lockdown, online shopping was really high. Obviously, because the stores were closed, so people were shopping online.
Yep.
So my main focus was like, okay, how do I bring the brand online for people to, see it and, make purchases? So I think marketing is very important. I think immediately I registered the company. I started up the Instagram and all the, networking. But one advice I would give is, do not only focus on the social marketing, engage in also face-to-face marketing. And that will be involving of you maybe walking up to people randomly or like, hey, I have this business, do you like trying it? Like things like that, sell yourself. That's also another important thing because a lot of face-to-face sometimes can be better than social. You get to express, explain the business, your journey, and how you came up on. So people get inspired by your story. So, yeah, face-to-face marketing as well is something to.
So not just social media. So I think now we're in the social media craze. Everybody is focusing on social media.
Yeah.
I think Darlene had a question. Your hand was up. Yeah, please.
I was wondering how long it took you to plan the whole business before, I'm going to invest in it.
So I'll tell you a little secret. When I actually said, okay, I wanted to start it, I literally just spent £100 to get the little things I needed just to test it. So you don't need to have a whole savings to start a business. It can be little as £50, honestly. You just need to plan, okay, this is what I like. Let me test it out. Let's see. Let's understand. Let's do a bit of research. So I think I registered the company in October, but I only launched last month. So that's how the journey has been. It will take time, but as soon as you launch, it will take off because you have understood what you're doing. You understood what your target is, what your customers is, your audience is, so it gets easier. So I would say once you know what to do, test it, research, work on it, and then start up from there.
If you say launch it, so you hadn't sold anything before then,
no.
Right? So that means a lot of work went into it before you actually came out.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So it was the website building. It was a lot of things that were delaying anyway. It was the website, it was the store, it was the stock. It was, getting on to know what I needed, everything to be in place. and then we launched. Yeah.
Wow. So it's not just that you just got the idea and started selling out. Wow. So you actually made sure you put in all your plans and so that when you came out, you had come out for good. Great.
I've got a question here.
Hi, Sandra. What I wanted to know is why did you choose the 5 cents? And also going back to trying to understand the lady's question, did you use your scientific background to choose the ingredients that you were going to use? Is that why you have the 5 cents?
Oh, thank you for that. So the 5 cents is just, I just specifically selected these 5 ones because I knew they're the most popular ones and they were more given what I wanted, like, the sensation, the relaxations, like lavender and all these things. So I knew these were the popular scents. But in terms of my scientific skill, I won't say that I didn't bring that to my business. Because I work in a blood science lab. We're not, I know when I said scientist, maybe someone think, oh, I'm there, mixing potions and yeah. But I work in a blood lab, so it's completely different environment. But yeah, this is the start with 5 cents, and there's another 3 different scents for the car perfumes ones. And by God willing, we build more scents that are more popular and are more, sell more in the market, and we can able to bring it in.
Okay, thanks for the answer. One other question is, what's the percentage of outsourcing do you do? Or do you do everything yourself?
I do everything myself, yes. I do everything myself.
Including branding?
Yes.
Design?
So branding, design, everything from the labeling, the packaging, it was all myself.
Well done.
And yeah, it's a learning for me. Like I said, I didn't really know the market when I started, so it was something that I had to research. I had to understand how to go about this, how I had to stand out, because there are going to be a lot of you like you out there, and so it's not only you. You just have to make your customer understand why you. So
Great.
Yeah.
I think there's another question at the back.
You. So you've mentioned, sort of like finding your target audience and research. I'm just asking, you might have someone here today who's thinking, well, I have some ideas, I just need to figure out who my target audience is. What pointers can you give, if you're going out to start or trying to figure out who my target audience should be? Because sometimes you find, even with local businesses, for example, you set up and you realize, well, this is the wrong set of crowd, especially with restaurants, So how do you find out your target audience? What tips can you give to us today?
When I was looking for mine, I was looking for people more that initially it was people that were homebodies. So it would be like, not the, how do you call the wives that stay at home?
Housewives.
Housewives, right, housewives. Housewives, people that love home decor, home, even scented candles, anything that, they love to please the house, make their lives all nice. So that was like people I was into more. But also, I was also looking at stores that actually did. So I also learned from people that already had stores selling the same product. So I was looking at their market. I was looking at, okay, how are they selling it to their own customers and consumers? So I learned from a lot of people around. So I think if you're looking to find your target, yeah, you need to do a lot of researching in terms of what do your consumers like? What is it that they like to shop? And pick it from there. So even the scents, I need to understand which of the scents people like to purchase more. So that's another targeted kind of purchase, yeah.
Hello, Sandra. First of all, I would like to say well done. You're a young black woman, and starting out as an entrepreneur must be hard. So the fact that you actually gone through it and done it is something to behold. So well done. My question though is, what are some of the things that you picked up or learned about yourself personally that you didn't know before you started the business?
Resilience. that's one thing I picked up. I didn't know I had. In being able to, pick myself back up and try again. So even when I failed, try again. Even this thing, I work out, try again. So it was the resilience that I wanted it to work. I wanted it to do better, build this bigger, and yeah, that was one thing.
Great.
So I've got a question from the online platform. It says, as a first-time businesswoman, any advice on how to go about expanding her business? My business.
How to expand your business?
Yeah.
I just started last year.
I was going to say,
we're in this together because I also want to know. But yeah, I would say speak to God. Build the first relationship you need to build in this business is a relationship with God. And I learned how to pray. If you have to learn how to pray, be able to speak things to pass. I think that's a very important thing. Speak things that hasn't happened to pass, so as if it has happened. So that was my little secret there.
Great. Yeah, please.
Hi, Sandra.
Hello.
So you launched last month, you said, yeah? How did you create awareness for your brand, especially during lockdown? And, well, most recently, how did you create awareness for the brand?
So first, I think the first people that knew about the brand was my family. So it started from there. So immediately after family knew, friends followed. Friends knew people that would be interested, so those people came in. And before that, they also brought their. So it's really a network. Like that's how it grows. Word to word, mouth to mouth. Oh, I had no business that does this, and that's how it started. And then yes, you have social marketing where you're able to have Instagram maybe or Facebook, where you're able, you have a lot of places where you can showcase, and face-to-face, such as events like this, where you're able to discuss what you do and everything. So that's what really helped. Yeah.
I think I love the way you pretty much center everything on God, which is very, very important. You've from the beginning, you've spoken about how on why we should pray to get, which is really good. Any other questions, please? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's must be amazing for you to be able to physically see something that came out of your mind, like this is an actual product. So I want to know, what is the actual process for creating a physical product, like, well, especially the sense? Oh, sorry, don't share your secrets. But
no. Again, yeah, it's time management, because dedication, being able to sit down and say, okay, today I'm going to make this number of products, and you've only made half of it, and it's like, it's only you, so you don't have anyone working for you. So I think that's really it. Being able to take my time, because I don't like to rush. I think when I rush, it makes me more stressful and more mistakes. So I like to take my time with each of the products, each of my orders, each of my customers. I try to follow up. It's that building relationship. You want people to trust you. So that's where I take my time in the process and everything.
Great. I think we have a question online, which I love this question. He says that Sandra mentioned that she registered her business in October, but recently launched. So how did you stay motivated during that period?
Again, prayer. I won't say that I was 100% motivated, because in that time I was still studying the business. So yes, I've registered the idea I had. I've registered, yes, Scent is my brand. But how do I make it work? Because remember, we were in full lockdown. So there was a lot of things that were uncertain for me. It's not like when now we're able to go out, socialize, network with people, and you're selling out. And it's where I had to understand, okay, this is the time for me to understand it. How does it work? Who do I need to sell? Who's my customers? And all that. And once I built that, and also build the design of this website, because I wanted the website to be a representation of what I liked, of what my passion, and that's what actually took the time. And then once it was ready, I knew it was ready, it launched. Yeah.
Great.
One last question from me. As a black woman in the UK, what are the challenges that you face or that you anticipate in this business?
What are the challenges? I think there's a lot of black women businesses, but I think there's kind of like, I anticipate not everyone is going to be happy for you. I anticipate that sometimes you might hit heads with some people, it's going to be that. Because remember, there's a lot of people like you, a lot of people that are doing what you're doing. So it's now becomes a competition, even if it shouldn't be, it should be out of passion. You just love doing what you do, love seeing other people also grow in what they do, because I think that's important. Support someone, it's always good to support.
Yep.
Show your support, show your, it might be small, but just showing your support, that you are proud of them, that you recognize what they're doing, the value that they're adding, and things like that. So, yeah.
Is there any more questions, please? No, okay, I'm going to ask my last question and then we move on to other things today. For you personally, how do you take on board negative comments about your product or about your business? How do you use that to grow, and how do you receive that?
I think it's very important. I love constructive criticism. So I love constructive feedback that I can actually implement to the business. Because that's why we kind of have customer satisfactions, isn't it? The reviews, to really understand, is the customer happy? What can I do to do better the next time? What can be improved? So I think every business should have that. And it's something that I'm also implementing in my business. So always to try to do better and give better service, better product, everything, yeah.
Great. Thank you very, very much for your time as well. If there's not any more questions, we are going to move on to. So, Sandra, thank you very much. The products are here. Let's all try and patronize. Myself, I'll get one of the car scents, which I would love. Thank you very, very much. God bless you. Let's appreciate Sandra. God richly bless you. We are going to be running up in the next few minutes. But just before we go, we want to throw it out to the audience. Do you have any questions regarding either careers or businesses? Because I remember our keynote speaker number 1 spoke about how to go into careers, what you need to do. And I was saying to someone that one thing that we as young people we as young or old people, or we generally as people should take out of our mind is there's no age limit as to any job you need to apply. Even in where I work, there's a program they have put in place where they are bringing back people that have worked. Maybe you had a career break for 10 years, 15 years, 5 years, and you want to get back into work. There's a career path that they've created. If you have the required skills, even if you don't have the required skills and you are able to prove yourself during interviews, you can get a job and begin to build from there. That is why the mentorship program has been put together and these sessions have been put together, because there are certain things that you don't need to say in interviews. There are certain things that don't need to go on your CV. There are certain postures that you don't have to have during interviews. So we're going to be looking after all these, speaking about them, what you need to say during interviews, how you can stand out to a recruiter. Because there are a lot of people that are looking for the particular job you want to apply for. There are a lot of people that want to do the business you want to do. So how you can stand out, what you need to do, how you need to go about it, all that we would speak about them. So I would now invite Sister Petrina and Sister Gertrude back. They're going to speak a little bit more about our mentorship program, how you can get in and what you would need to do. So let us receive them as they speak a little bit more, and then we can round up for today. Thank you.
What an awesome session. Thank you so much, Sandra. I think You were bombarded with so many questions, but that's, because you've got such an interesting story, especially during the time that you started. So once again, thank you for your time. It's been so insightful. I don't know about anyone else, but I found today, so I've learned so much things from today's session. Yes, so with our mentorship program, we're asking if you are interested in being mentored or you want to be a mentor, please let us know. You can make a note on the feedback forms that we are hoping that you can fill out for us. The idea is that as soon as you fill the forms out, we can then get back to you and then we can have you paired with your mentor or mentee. Now, in terms of eligibility, we do have quite a few requirements, and that's why we're asking that if you could please just go through the mentorship handbook, that would be brilliant. Now, regardless of the stage that you're in, you can still be mentored. So if you're a student, doing your A-levels, you've done your master's, you've done your PhD, literally you're starting a business, whatever stage you are in your career or your business, you're still entitled to being mentored. Of course, you will have certain requirements, so we will expect that you communicate with us, you keep the committee involved. And again, it is a professional mentorship, so it's not spiritual mentorship or personal mentorship. So if that's what you're looking for, unfortunately, this mentorship program is not the one for you. It's about personal growth, moving from one level to the next. So the main responsibility is, to offer as a mentor is to offer guidance and support to the mentee in so many different ways. And of course, once you go through the mentorship manual, you'll be able to find out further information about that. Before we wrap up and go into our closing remarks, do you have any final questions in terms of the hub or any comments that you would like to make?
So you can leave any questions. We can take questions, about 2 or 3 questions before we close.
I wanted to ask, for those that are online, how can they get a copy of the booklet? Is that something that they have to get in person when they come, or?
No, so for those who are online, you can get in touch with us via our website. So you can go to our website and to our social, so City of Faith Ministry. You should be able to find us online and we'll be able to feed back to you. We will be able to send this to you via email. So if you get in touch with us, we can post it to you as well. If for some reason you don't have access to email, you can still have it. So there's literally no limit. You can also join the mentorship program even if you're not in the UK and you're not local to Barking. So we want to make it very clear that it's open. We are, it is a social action for our ministry, City of Faith Ministry. So whether you come to this church or you don't come to this church, you can still benefit from the services and the support that we are offering through City Careers Hub.
Just to add, as a mentor, it is voluntary and it's not paid. So it is you sharing your experience with someone who wants to either become you or learn from your experience as a professional.
Absolutely. Any more questions? Okay, with that being said, we want to thank you. Thank you for joining us today. We will be in touch with you. We also want to say major thank you to our Papa, Dr. Evans Apano, who was with us through today's session as well. So Papa, thank you so much for the vision, for allowing us to push the vision and for your support. I think it's amazing and it's going to do amazing things. Thank you to our mommy lady, Pastor Esther, as well, and to our leaders who are supporting us with this awesome vision. I can see we have a question.
If someone is kind of ready for work and looking for a job ASAP, what would be the best route to get involved right now?
Right, if anyone's looking for a job either online or here, just give your interest. We will reach out to you via email. And if you need help with CV, interview writing, interview tips, we're here to support. So if you need a job, there's a a lot of jobs. We have about 50 vacancies. So please reach out. Do not, at the end, don't just walk away. Reach out to us, and we'll see how we can help.
Yes, so you can just write it on the feedback form, hey, in need of a job, or just, come up to one of us as we're about to eat and let us know that you want to have some help with applying for a job or you're in dire need of a job. But once again, thank you so much for being awesome today, for sitting through the session. We hope to see you during our mega conference. As Dr. Evans mentioned, during the period November to December, we'll be having a business, women and men's forum. So that's going to be an awesome one.
And finally, we have books from Papa, which is at the back. It talks about wealth transfer. It talks about outsmarting your master. So there's so much resources out there. Embrace it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and see you next time.
Thank you very much for coming.
Freshmen are at the back, so please feel free to...
You're watching Atmosphere of Faith.